Hello everyone. My name is Tsarwan Kasyfillah Nasution. I am from Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University, Jakarta. I am from English Education Department, Class 4A, with the student number of 30. So today, I want to present and persuade you to read even by the book that I've read and reviewed for my extensive reading subject. The book title is World Englishes, a Critical Analysis by Mario Saraceni. This book published by Bloomsbury Academy at 2015, and this book has 209 pages. The World Englishes, a Critical Analysis look at the development in the field of the critical perspective. This book examines the historical, the linguistic, ideological, and the pedagogical aspect of the study, the ever-evolving form, the English around the world. Who is this book for? This book is intended for scholars, researchers in the field of linguistics, especially for those who are interested in the study of world Englishes, but also students can use it too, especially students of English language and literature who want to have a deeper understanding of the complexity of English. The next one is the content. So at this part I will tell you guys the content of this book. So without further ado, the first one is introduction. So this part tells us about the main idea of this book. It explains that this book is focused on the academic field of world Englishes, especially exploring the scholarly activities of world Englishes. This introduction part highlight that the field of world Englishes is currently face the new and old challenges, presenting a crisis that can lead to a paradigm shift and a new way of thinking. Overall, the introduction sets the stage of a critical analysis of world Englishes, indicating of a focus on both traditional concept and potential new direction within the field. Let's get into the part 1, history. So this part consists 2 chapters. The first one is Old Englishes and the next chapter is World English. At the chapter 1, it is chapter 2 because the chapter 1 is introduction. So chapter 2 is Old Englishes. This section introduces the concept of Old English and the challenges traditional narrative about the story of English, and it discusses the ideological motivation behind this narrative and the complexities of the spread of English globally. And the third chapter, New Englishes. The chapter New Englishes examine the spread of English globally, including the 3 circles model and Snyder's dynamic model, highlight the limitation of this model and the need for a more deeper understanding of world Englishes. Next one is part 2, language. This part also has 2 chapters, 4th and 5th one. The chapter 4 is called Understanding of World Englishes, and the chapter 5 is Untidying Englishes. So at the chapter 4 focus on understanding of language. It presenting two main approaches. The first one is viewing language as a system, and the second one is viewing language as a social practice. It is discussed the implication of this perspective on the study of world Englishes. And it also examined the spot, the differences, approach, and the role of the codification in shaping English language norm. And at the chapter 5, it explored the concept of hybridity and the role of English in the multilingual world. Discuss the implication of ELF and ENL for language teaching and learning. The next part is part 3, ideology. So this part only contains one chapter. The chapter 6, linguistic imperialism and resistance. So this section analyzes the ideological dimension of English language use, especially within the context of globalization and imperialism. So the book highlights the darker intention that may underlie the global spread of English, emphasizing the need for a critical perspective. It also touches on issues that related to linguistic imperialism and the effects of English language dominance. And the last but not the least, part 4, the pedagogy. So at the last part, this part also only contains one chapter, teaching world Englishes, chapter 7. At this part, explore the pedagogical implication of world Englishes, especially for the context of English language teaching. It addressed the challenges and opportunities for teaching English as a global language, emphasizing the need to rethink the traditional approaches and consider the diverse varieties and uses of English worldwide. At this chapter also reflects on the historical development of the field and the changing paradigms in understanding and teaching English. The next section is the subtitle of each chapter. So this part I will tell you about the subtitle of each chapter, each part. So the first chapter is introduction. So this part is contain 3 subtitles. The first one is what this book is and isn't about. The next one is why another world Englishes book, and the last one is understanding language. And the next part is part 1, history. So this part, it has 2 main chapters, Old Englishes and New Englishes. At the chapter Old Englishes has 6 subtitles. First one is introduction, the next one is mainstream narrative, and the third one is ideological motivation in the history of English. The fourth one is anti-dying history, and the fifth one is varieties of Old Englishes, and the last one is conclusion. And the next main chapter is New Englishes. It only contains 5 subtitles. It includes introduction, the story of the spread of English, beyond the spread, metaphor, the prehistory of world Englishes, and last one is conclusion, language and politics. And the subtitle of part 2, language, this part also has 2 main chapters, the fourth and the fifth one, entitled Understanding World Englishes and Anti-Dying Englishes. The fourth chapter consists of 6 subtitles, include introduction, the egalitarian matrix of world Englishes, the limitation in the paradigm, the spot the difference approach, spotting different in ELF, and conclusion. The next chapter only has 5 subtitles: introduction, cutting the umbilical cord with the ancestral home, dealing with English and other languages, delving deeper into language hybridity, and the last one is conclusion. And the subtitle of the part 3, Ideology. This part is contained only one main chapter, and it is chapter 6, Linguistic Imperialism and Resistance. This chapter has 6 subtitles. The first one is Introduction. The second one is An Equal World. The third one is Language and Empire. The fourth one is Linguistic Imperialism. The fifth one is Response to Linguistic Imperialism. And the last one is Conclusion. The last part of this book is part 4, Pedagogy. So at this part, it only has 1 main chapter and 5 subtitles. The chapter 7, Teaching World Englishes. This chapter contains introduction, which English non-native speaker, the paradigm struggles to shift, and last but not the least is conclusion, teaching world English. So the last section of this presentation, my overall review of this book. So World Englishes, a critical analysis by Saraceni, is a book that provides a comprehensive and critical analysis of world Englishes. Saraceni's work seems to be well researched and insightful, that draw on various sources and engaging with key concepts of linguistic imperialism, language hybridity, and the impact of English on the diverse culture. This book is invite readers to question traditional notion of English language teaching and to explore the evolving nature of English in the world marked by globalization and culture diversity. Saraceni's in-depth examination of the history, ideology, language, and pedagogy of World English make it an essential read for scholars and researchers in the field of linguistics. So this book is approved by me. And overall, World English, a critical analysis by Mario Saraceni, is a well-structured and well-written book that effectively explores the multi-phased nature of World English. The author used a historical and theoretical framework, add depth and the context to the discussion. So it makes the book is valuable research for both students and researchers. So that's it for me. Thank you very much. Bye bye.